Hey guys, it's part 3 and our final part on just my perspective of the Pilates industry today and a little bit of background on that. So what I'm seeing today is Pilates is often showing up as the #1 trend in fitness right now, which on one hand is fabulous that more people are getting exposed to Pilates. But on the other hand, that creates a space for people to attack Pilates. I'm seeing a lot more attacking going on again. A little bit more of that Pilates policing is coming back. And also for people to use the Pilates name and not be doing Pilates. And so that's where it becomes concerning to me, and not trying to police people, but I'll give you an example. I was in Cincinnati recently and I took a class. It was slated as a reformer Pilates class, and we spent more time standing next to the equipment than actually on the equipment, and did very little that I could equate to Pilates, that I could equate to using the principles of Pilates. Had an instructor that kept saying, "This should hurt, you should hate me." And those are not things that I think any of us as a Pilates instructor would strive for. We're not trying to hurt you. We're not trying to leave you beaten up. And that is the beauty of Pilates, is that it's nourishing for your body, and it may be challenging, but you leave feeling better than you came in. And if that's not the case, then I would argue that you're not really doing Pilates. So my fear now is, because people know attaching the name Pilates to whatever they're teaching, whether they're trained in Pilates or not, it's going to sell, is that people are going to have their first experience with Pilates and it not really be Pilates. And either they don't like it, or they get injured, or it's just not what they thought. It's not effective. So then they walk away, and now they've written off all of Pilates as Pilates is not effective. Pilates hurt me. Pilates was too aggressive. And they're not willing to try Pilates again, thinking that they know what Pilates is. And so that's my concern with today, with folks that don't really have training. They're not going back to the principles of Pilates. They're not talking about the breath. They're not working from the core. They're just trying to make it hard. So I caution you, as you're out there seeking Pilates, that if you find yourself in a situation where the instructor can't explain why you're doing the exercise, they can't give you cues that make you work deeper into your body, they don't talk about breathing, and it doesn't feel good in your body, you don't leave feeling better, that it may not really be Pilates, and to try something else, to keep trying until you find something that really is Pilates, and maybe read bios and read websites and see what kind of training, see what kind of credentials people have, so that you have an authentic Pilates experience if that's what you want. And I'm not saying that these other workouts are terrible and horrible, but they're not Pilates. And so if that's what you like, great, go do that. But I would just say, please don't call it Pilates, because you're hurting those of us who really care about Pilates, want to keep Pilates what it is, whether it's a contemporary Pilates. We're still trying to be true to Pilates in a contemporary environment, or classical, where they're really trying to be true to Pilates. It makes it difficult for us to do what we want to do when there's a lot of copycats that are doing things that give our industry a bad name. So that is just my opinion. That's my perspective. I'm not hating on anybody. You do not have to agree with me. I think anytime something becomes the top, there's going to be criticism, there's going to be copycats, and there's going to be people trying to profit off of it. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. And I think over time, this will evolve and change too, because everything does. So be diligent when you're seeking Pilates, and find someone who has credentialed, qualified training if what you're seeking is really to do Pilates. So thanks for watching. Bye.